Last time I thought that job search process was kind of like an investment. Um, and in case of investment, basically, people look to potential costs of investment and potential returns of investment. And that return might not necessarily be fixed. It might be depend on potential returns according to different probabilities. Job search is in a way similar to this, although uh, well, when you think about it, I mean, usually people before they start the job search process, they don't necessarily say, I mean, can I find a job? Should I take this investment or not? Like, well, an investment decision, you might expect a company is taking. Because mostly in case of job search process, I mean, in order to be social, in a socially acceptable position, we need to take a make the job search process. Although in some cases, certain people who are part of the family, they might basically consider whether the job search process they will do is worth of it, or should they stay and do the house, well, certain works in the house. Especially at some point for women, this could be uh, um, um, question. Although increasingly women also are willing to work and find jobs, but in some cases, I mean, whether should I work or should I not work might very well depend on, and in some countries of the world still might depend on potential returns of this job search process for the woman and the costs. It might also be so for the, for example, old elderly people in the family. Um, And whether they want to work or not is a question. I mean, in some cases they might not work at all, but in some cases they might want to work, but they might think that job search process is too costly for them. I mean, at that age, it's not anymore necessary to get into that process. And that's actually the point. I mean, it's possible that people might want to work, but because job search process is not costly, they might not they might not basically participate in that process. And especially at the points, at the levels, income levels where, I mean, the costs of job search process are really heavy, and at least some support is available for the families. Yes, it might also be possible that job search process might be too costly even if you don't have a job, um, because you rather need to work at home and work for well, do certain uh, uh, well tasks in the house. That by doing that you could be more beneficial for your family as a single parent even than a person looking for a job, because I mean the expected return of the job search process might be too low, and the amount of money and time you spend might be also too low. You might also concentrate on, I mean, potential help you get from different sources, for example, rather than doing that. Well, in extreme cases, it might even be possible that, I mean, finding food through begging or from the dumps, it might be more beneficial than the job search process for certain people. That's the extreme case, but even if this is not the case, I mean, of course, it's also on the other hand, certain people might afford to look the job search process as employed people, and for them also, while they are employed, whether they should participate in job search process is also a question of cost and benefit analysis. Um, and between these two extremes, basically, even if people who will definitely participate in the job search process, the expected benefits and the way they are distributed through different potential outcomes with different probabilities, and the costs are very much related to the well, the way the job market is function, and the way also you will see there is a lot of connection with this and the way the labor force is organized. So, well, like in all investments, basically, we need to, in order to model the job search process, the first thing we should do is to model the expected return of our job search. What is our expected return? Our expected return is basically the wage we get. Of course, in reality, let me open Excel because Excel will be very useful in this analysis. In my computer, unfortunately, I also not to do this. Basically, the wage differs. The wage is not given at an instant, but it is given continuously. But let's say this is a one-time job, and you are looking for the summer, for example, and there is a 10%, 90% chance you will get a job which will pay you $100, and 5% chance you will get a job that will pay you $1,000, and let me make it more interesting. 4% chance you will get a job by, and you can actually write these things also in this way. Moment. I'm sorry. 0.5, 5% works in this case, 90%, 4%, let's say $5,000 given job, and let's say there's a 1% chance you will get I don't know how much, let's say $50,000 paying job. Your expected return from the job search process or the summer, if these are your options, will be you multiply each of these. Percentages with the monetary amounts. So your expected return is $840. The beauty of this is actually you can change the amounts, and basically expected return will change. For example, instead of 100, you can make this, let's say 500. It might be, it will of course increase now since the monetary gain increases. You might create actually a 50% here and make this maybe 40%, and there can be a 50% chance you might not find any job. In that case, of course, that should be added, although, of course, it won't contribute anything. So 950 will become the expected returns. So this is the one how you calculate expected return when you have a one-time a job which will pay you just once. Well, if the job is paying you 10 times, and for example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. However, if you don't have an interest rate, for example, if this is 10 months, and in all 10 months you are not basically getting any, well, for you, the money you got in 10 months is more or less has same value with the money you got in this month. All of these values will basically the same. In that case, your expected return will be just multiplied by 10. This will be pretty much our assumption. But alternatively, it might also be possible that you might have a discount rate. For example, let's say your discount rate is 0/5, and the money you got in the coming months might be discounted by this, one class. We might need to reduce the value of the money you will get in the months that will follow. And this is F4. Sorry. I think basically you got the idea. You know how to discount the numbers, and once you discount the numbers, then you should sum the numbers here, and you will find the expected return after doing this summation. Of course, when you expect the discount rate is 0, finding expected returns is much easier than it is, because if it is not 0, then you should make the whole table before you can find the expected return. Basically, what we need is we need a dollar sign, basically. Let's do it actually. Okay, I have found dollar sign and I have put it basically. And now, of course, I will remove the dollar sign from this side. So I assumed for the first month you don't make any discounting, which is perfect. Okay, that could be possible. Now what I will do is I will just go down, sum the quantities. Okay, these are the potential revenue you will get if you get a particular type of job. Of course, your actual return, in order to find actual return, you should do something similar to this. Well, now these are potential returns of these jobs. These are the percentages. Now you should make the calculation by using these percentages and these numbers, basically. So, straightforward. Straightforward means there is no difficulty, but you need to have extra processes to calculate the expected return when you have a discount or interest rate which is not equal to 0. Well, so once we have our expected return, one thing we can easily tell is we can tell from the perspective of the person who is looking at the job search what is the return they are calculating all the possibilities, of course. And this is, of course, a 10-month job. And in case of a 10-month job, the total return is without any discount. That's calculating the total actual money they will get, is worth $9,500. When the interest rate of 0.5 is applied, in that case, that money's current value become $623, where we have a monthly interest rate of 50%, which might be too large also. So now we will see how we will use this expected return to find out what type of job our individual is likely to accept, and also we will look whether or not our individual will even participate in the job search process or not. And by doing that, we will also define a second reservation wage, this different from the first one. So see you in the next part.